Greetings of the day, children. I hope you all are doing very well. So, here you all are invited here for the virtual session of science again. What are we doing in this session? Let us see. As you all know, we have started with the chapter and we have already done some session of the chapter motion and measurement of distances. I hope all the previous session notes are there with you in your notebook. Let us see what are we having in this session. For this chapter, since we have finished most of the concept for the chapter, almost all the concept we have seen, and now is the time to do NCERT exercise. What are we learning in the NCERT exercise? All the concept we are going to recap through question and answers, and as a regular practice you all know that you have to write this down in your notebook, as these are the textual questions given at the end of the chapter. So please do write all the objectives and all the other question answers in your notebook. Let us begin. Here we have question number 1. Give 2 examples each of modes of transport used on land, water and air. So let us give, these are very simple question. Just you having this some idea in your day-to-day life. So on land you see train and bus, in water you see ship, boat, and in air you see the movement of helicopter and airplane. This answer is very simple. Question number 2, and you know filling the blanks, you have to write along with the statement and underline the answer. So please do write statements so that it gives you a clear idea when you are learning. So here you have filling the blank number 1. 1 meter is dash centimeter. You have learned the conversion of units in the previous sessions. So you all know the answer is 100 centimeter. Next, 5 kilometer is dash meter. So as you all know, 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. So 5 kilometer will give me 5000 meter. Very simple. Third one, motion of a child on a swing is. So on a swing, it's periodic, as I told you. It is shows motion just like a pendulum. Fourth one over here, motion of the needle of a sewing machine is. Have you ever seen how the needle of a sewing machine moves? So when you have the sewing machine at home, you can easily see, or you must have seen in a tailor shop where they're stitching clothes, how the movement of the sewing machine goes. It is periodic, up and down, up and down, up and down. Where in a pendulum it is to and fro, whereas in the sewing machine it is up, down, up, down. So that is again periodic motion. Motion of a wheel of a bicycle. So that is very simple, because you must be riding bicycle, children, isn't it? So what is the motion of a bicycle, of a wheel of a bicycle? Must have seen how it is in a circular motion. I hope all these answers are clear with you all. Please do write along with the statement. We will go for next question number 3. Why can a pace or a footstep not be used as a standard unit of length? So you have learned about the glitches of using your body parts for measurement, because the body part size will differ from one person to another. That's why this will not be a standard way of measuring. Let us see. A pace or a footstep cannot be used as a standard unit of length because it varies from person to person. Isn't it, children? Very simple. Let us go for question number 4. Arrange the following lengths in their increasing magnitude. So now let us see how the magnitude means how the value of these units will increase in the increasing order. Let us see. Here they have given 1 meter, 1 centimeter, 1 kilometer and 1 millimeter. So you have an idea about the units, and you have an idea about the conversion of the units, and which one is smaller and which one is bigger, you all know. So here you have the solution. The smallest unit among the 4 which is given over here is 1 millimeter, then 1 centimeter, then 1 meter, and finally 1 kilometer. Very simple. Here we'll go for question number 5. The height of a person is 1.65 meter. Expressed into centimeter and millimeter. So you have learned the conversion. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. So you just have to multiply that for conversion from meter to 100 meter to centimeter, multiply by 100. So 1.65 multiply by 100, you will get 165 centimeter, because 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. And then you have to convert into millimeter. So you know the conversion from centimeter to millimeter. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. So here again you will multiply by 10. That will finally give me 1650 millimeter. So the conversion from meter to centimeter and then millimeter. To convert from meter to centimeter, you have to multiply by 100, and from centimeter to millimeter, multiply by 10. And that's just mathematical calculation. I hope this is clear, children. We'll go for question number 6. The distance between Radha's home and her school is 3250 meter. Express this distance in 2 kilometer. As you all know, 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. So you have to, here you are going from a smaller unit to a bigger unit. Means you are going from meter to kilometer. So here you will have to divide. You have to divide by what? By 1000. Since you are going from meter to kilometer, and you know the conversion. The conversion, standard conversion says 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. So 3250 meter divided by 1000 will give you 3.25 kilometer. I hope this is very clear. Just a division by 1000, and mathematically you can easily convert. That will give you 3.25 kilometer. Question number 7. While measuring the length of a knitting needle, the reading of the scale at one end is 3 centimeter and at the other end is 33.1 centimeter. What is the length of the needle? So here you just have to subtract them, because you are measuring the length of a knitting needle. The reading at one end starts from 3 centimeter. It's not from 0. That's why you have to subtract. As you all know, we are not starting from 0, so you have to take the initial reading into account. Here your initial reading is 3 centimeter. Final reading 33.1 centimeter. Subtract them, you will get 30.1 centimeter. Question number 8. Write the similarities and differences between the motion of a bicycle and a ceiling fan that has been switched on. So you should know what type of motion they have, and you all know, since we have discussed all these examples in the previous sessions. Let us see what is the similarity. Both show circular motion. What is the difference? Bicycle wheels moves in a rectilinear motion. Since bicycle wheel itself is moving in a circular motion but following a straight path. So the bicycle wheels move in a rectilinear motion, and when it is moving in a rectilinear motion, it itself move in a circular path. But the fan does not move in a circular motion. It remains at a fixed place. It is not showing change in position. Fan will not change its position. As you must have seen at home, in school, your fan will remain fixed at one place though it is showing circular motion. But a bicycle wheel will show a circular motion, but it is going to follow a straight path, and it is going to change the position from one place to another. Whereas fan will remain fixed. It will never change its position when it is moving in a circular path or in a circular motion. I hope this is very clear and very simple, children. Question number 9. Why would you not like to use a measuring tape made up of elastic material like rubber to measure distance? What would be some of the problems you would meet in telling someone about a distance you measure with such a tape? So very simple answer for this. An elastic measuring tape will not give accurate measurement, as it stretches in length and reduces in size when stretched. So this kind of discrepancy will be there when we express measurement taken with elastic tape. and something need to be formed when you are measuring, that will give you accurate reading. When we express measurement taken with elastic tape, we have to tell whether the tape was stretched, if yes, how much. Hence it is difficult to tell the measurement taken from an elastic tape. Definitely elastic tape will not be feasible. Give two examples of periodic motion. Very simple. You can give many more examples on your own. You can list down many more examples as you know. So a needle of a sewing machine, up and down, pendulum to and fro, that is periodic motion because it is going to follow a fixed interval of time. So here we come to an end of the session, children. I hope the concepts recap is done. Thank you, children, and have a wonderful day.